Past lives, hey? What do you believe? Do you believe we've been here before? Do you believe that we live a life until we learn all our lessons? There's so many different beliefs around it. Another one is that you might cycle through every star sign until you're a Pisces. And at the end of Pisces, that's when you've learned all your lessons. Well, I'm a Pisces and don't know about that. There's lots and lots of different versions of if we've been here before, if we've not, where we've come from, that type of thing. But what I do know at a soul level is that I can meet people and, the first time in this lifetime and absolutely have a soul connection with them instantly, know them, know almost everything about them. I know that they have sense that I've done things before where I know I haven't, but it feels to the core at a cellular level that I've done it before. I knew someone was about to walk in and say what they were going to say, like I've lived that before. It's a real interesting thing. So take it or leave it, whatever your belief system is. Don't be too hard and fast with it because we're ever changing, ever evolving. And know that your belief system at the moment as a collective is expanding. We're looking at all different possibilities. Every single possibility in your world has already happened. And it's up to you which one you choose, what road you want to take. So let's tap into our past lives, the messages that Spirit are going to give me to share with you, and see how they resonate. Remembering this is a general reading. I know also with myself, I literally physically cannot watch a movie about war. I can sit there and watch it and it triggers me as if I'm going through it. There's something about war that doesn't sit right with me. Concentration camps, I literally have nightmares about them. Like there's things, and me personally I haven't experienced it, but I also know my ancestors have. So we also have to look at that, like what's coming through us at a DNA level, our ancestral line, what we pick up in the womb from our mothers and our fathers and our grandparents and great-grandparents and our ancestors, our heritage. The land, we can also pick up vibrations of the land as if we can feel into what's happened on that land and all of a sudden it hits us like we're experiencing it. Psychometry is a big one where you touch an object, and it could be that you lean against an old building and all of a sudden have flashes of what's happened. Now, is it that it's happened to you? Or is it that it's just the vibration and the frequency and the energy of that object or that building or whatever it may be? A lot of topics here for discussion, and I'm open to them. I love a good chat about past lives, where we've come from, what we've been through. So if you have any topics you want to discuss, pop it in the comments, because I really love, the discussion, the open discussion. As long as we're being kind and true to ourselves, I'm open to all discussion. And I encourage all of you to connect with each other and discuss topics in the comments also. So let's get started. Don't forget to wait till the end, because this is the 1st January 2024 reading. And know that every month I give out a free reading to that lucky person who comments below. I'll tell you what you need to comment at the end. So stay tuned. Let's get started. I'm Psychic Medium Connie Rose, and this is your past lives messages from Spirit. All right, past life reading number 1. Now, I sit with the image and I feel into it. Now, this one, it's interesting. I feel as though, remembering this is a general reading, in this energy, I feel as though in your past there's been some type of energy that's heavy around this area. So I wouldn't be surprised if some of you find swallowing a little bit difficult, like, textures of food, things like that. I know that in this energy, I'm feeling a little bit, I don't like scarves around my neck, too many restrictions around my neck. And I also know that in this energy, I feel a bit jumpy. So, it wouldn't surprise me if you are one that jumps really easily. Your nervous system's a little bit on edge. I know that in your past life, there's been a lot of trauma. So in this life, you can relate to a lot of people. You're an empath. People come to you and tell you about their deep, darkest secrets. And you've got to the point now where you just go, that's what always happens. People always come to me and just tell me. It's like they just go bleh, and download on you. But you're equipped for this. You're equipped for this in this lifetime. Inconvenient, yeah, it can be, but you're equipped. You're designed. So I know that in past lives, and I'm going to say past lives because there's a few, here, and I know that I feel that you are very much. Whoa, I'm getting lots here. I'm going a military. You're a prisoner of war. Prisoner of war. It's interesting because also in that, there would be a sense in your life now that you could be claustrophobic. You don't like restrictions. You don't like authority. You don't like being told what to do. There's very much that type of energy. Now, I wouldn't be surprised also, and I keep saying I wouldn't be surprised, so I've got to stop saying that. I know that there's a sense of you wanting to battle things that aren't necessary. You know how sometimes we say it's better to be kind than to be right? I know that in this energy that I'm feeling, that's something you're adapting recently. I know that you're choosing where to put your energy because I feel as though there's a sense of you where you have been restrained, you have been held captive in past lives. And even when I do that, I feel tension in my jaw. So there's so much energy coming in with this one. And I know that you've got some habits in this life that just don't make sense. But I can feel where it's coming from. Cord cutting is very essential for some stories that are happening for you at the moment. I feel as though there's cord cutting for everybody in all these readings. I might share a nice cord cutting meditation in the link in the description for everybody because it's nice to be aware of where these things are coming from because you don't want to beat yourself up saying that you've got bad traits or a bad person because you have not. You're absolutely amazing. And I feel safe you're very comforting. I feel safe in your presence. But I certainly know that there's some heaviness that comes in. Let's get some cards and find out because it can't all be trauma, right? Can't all be trauma. All right. Let go. Let go. Walk away from this situation in order to resolve it. Oh, you got 2 cards. And family. Yeah. Loving your friends and family is central to your life purpose. Okay, so the cord cutting is very important for you. And I know you've got this aim. It's like you've had one particular spirit guide that's been with you throughout your lifetimes. And I feel like I want to say 8. Like I know that whether there's 8 in your team or there's 8 lives here. And it's really interesting because I know in our industry, when you get a reading and all of a sudden someone brings in your past life, it's really hard to have evidence of that. It's like they, I could be making all this up, but this is definitely what Spirit's giving me and I'm definitely channeling. But, why should you believe me? So I know there's an aspect of doubt in your personality as well, and it's healthy. It's healthy. You want to have that. But for the sake of this, Spirit's telling me to just go with it and allow yourself to receive this reading because it's making sense. It's absolutely making sense. So it's time for you to let go of anything that's no longer yours. Now, our past lives for you has really taught you how to, you've got all this skill set that you were born with. It's like, why should you know this stuff? You know things that you actually haven't been trained, but you have, because it's like you've lived it. I've always said to my clients, I really don't care about what you study. I don't really care about your qualifications. It's all about your experiences that matter to me personally. And it's in that you're going to be able to share wisdom with others, guide other people. And I feel like that's really what's going on with you. It's not what you study so much. I mean, study's great. You want to keep learning, always keep learning. Every single body in your life is a teacher. And when you see them like that, you'll know where you're triggered. You'll know what you can learn. You know what you can take with you. You know what you want to let go. And the card now is really looking at what energies that you're bringing from past lives. It's ready to release them. Be grateful for them. Absolutely be grateful for them, because there's things that you know that don't make sense to anyone. You can't even explain it. Don't. Why bother? If anything, write it down to get it out, to read it. Because a lot of the time when I do that, I go, whoa, no wonder I was feeling like that. I had that in my head. I had that in my heart. Get it out. It's time for you to really, really let go. Now, family, this is the ancestral block. So you may very well have been replaying a life that's similar to those who came before you. If you have a look at the similarities in your relationships, it could very well be similar to your parents or your grandparents. My finger's tingling. Who are you pointing your finger at the moment? It's like my dad always says, and I've said this many times, when you point someone, 3 fingers are pointing back at you. And it's this, you've got this spirit team that are coming really close to you now to help you own the part you've played in this family ancestral line. And it's not something that needs to happen anymore. You don't have to relive what has come before you. You're allowed to let it go now. You're allowed to let it go. I really feel there's a matron here as well. So, this is not gender specific. You can be male, female, whatever in your past lives. But I know there's definitely a role where you were a matron. A matron. What's a matron? That's a nurse, right? A head of someone or something, a hospital or an institution or something, where you're prescribing. And I feel as though you know how to prescribe people what they need, whether it be rest, whether it be water, whether it be sunshine, whether it be tinctures, whatever it might be. You've got the knowledge of that. And you get the fertility card. This is like, I want to write a book with you. I want you to start writing a book. And it doesn't have to be something that you need to get out to people. It's just getting it out of yourself. It's like a book. It's like, write a paragraph for, 0 to 5, whatever happened there. A paragraph or a chapter from 0 to 5, then a chapter from 5 to 10. And then, just for yourself, because I know in this energy, in order for you to move forward, you're going to have to release what's happened before you, even though you may not 100% consciously know what that is. Until you write it down, you won't know. There's things that are buried inside you that are time to come up to let it go, because you're at the start again of a cycle, a life cycle. I don't know a lot about the life cycles and the numbers and all that, but I know 7 is significant. So it might be the start of another 7 years. I'm not too sure, but look into the life cycle, or you don't even have to look into it. It's more of a knowing that you're back, not to the drawing board. I don't want to say back to the drawing board. You're just refreshed. And that is where you are with all your past life messages. It's a deep one. It's a deep one. Watch the water signs around you too. Water signs being Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, if you're one of them, or the placements in your chart. The water sign through 2024 are really going to affect you in a way of personal growth. So if it's not you or in your chart, it'll be the water signs around you. They're going to push you to places that you haven't been before. That are really going to expansive. Expansive is your word. Expansive is your word. And that is your reading for number 1, past life number 1. Don't forget to listen to the end so I can share with you how to get your own free one-on-one reading. Okay, past life messages number 2. Now, this energy of this image, when I sit with it, I feel as though in your past life you've been absolutely creative to the point where you can make anything out of nothing. I know that I see leather. I see whether it be a shoemaker. What are they called? Making shoes, making leather aprons, that type of thing. But really, really creating. So I wouldn't be surprised if you have this in your ancestral line, whether this be grandparents or anything like that. But I also know that your ancestral line is similar to your past lives. I also feel with this energy, and I feel like I have to sit sideways for you for some reason. When I get messages, I've got to sort of pull them from different areas, and yours is about here because it feels so linear with what you've been through with past life to those that have come before you. It's almost like it's very similar. Very similar. Yeah. I made pancakes for breakfast this morning, and Spirit's showing me these pancakes. I want to be a pancake maker, or there's something significant about pancakes here, a general reading. It won't resonate with all of you, and it might be that you're just making pancakes now, or you had them today, but there's something about pancakes. Pancakes, what's pancakes mean? All right, speaker. I get a speaker card here for you. Your life purpose involves your skills of oration. So you've got a bit of a story here. Now, also, when I get this, I know that in past lives you would gather people to share the gospel, share the news, empower, enlighten. You had quite a following. You've got quite that influence still here and now in this lifetime. And I wouldn't be surprised if you share your wisdom. Now, in the past, I can feel, though, you've been silenced, you've been belittled, you've been shunned. Because when I feel into this energy, I feel quite nauseous, to be honest. And I want to stand there and I want to share the word. I want to share my knowledge. I want to empower people. But there's been this force that's silenced you. So in this lifetime, I know that it's very important for you to speak your wisdom and share your knowledge, whether or not you have a platform such as this, YouTube, or a blog, or a podcast, or something like that, because you're very influential. In your past lives, I can see that some people saw this as a threat because you had such a pull. Your narration flows and your audience is so captive that they can become quite hypnotized almost. people saw this as a threat in your past. So in this lifetime, you find it difficult to really let yourself go to the core of the topic. You don't like the confrontation. You don't like speaking your truth, being told you're wrong. But guess what? You're not. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. And it's time that your past life is pushing you into this world to voice. Your voice is very powerful tool. Use it so. Use it so. I feel like you're almost stoned to death or something ridiculous because you spoke your truth. And I wouldn't be surprised if in one of your past lives you're also a witch or a wizard or whatever, because you've just got this following where people trusted you, would come to you for answers, and you had the answers, but your answers didn't match the authorities. Music. You've got the music card and oracle cards. You might find it difficult to use your actual words so you can sing them. Whether you write through lyrics, through poems. I feel as though theatre, being on stage, being in the spotlight, you've done all this before. So the oracle, you're very crafty, you're very creative, and you can use that to almost hide your point you're making. It's like you'd plant seeds. Now, I was also watching something that popped up on socials yesterday where Michael Jackson was talking about how the words to songs are mantras. And if you listen to a song and sing it repetitively, it's, I said that 3 times, it's something you start believing at a subconscious level. And I know that with your words, you want to continue saying them, and it doesn't have to be in the same way, but the same message through different ways is very important. So whether it be a poem, whether it be music, whether it be a book, whether it be, not so much a book, but it's just got to be short and sharp with you. And it could be a book. I could be wrong, but it just didn't feel right when I said it. For now. There's a wisdom in knowing that you're trusted and supported by spirit here. It's like there's a chance that needs to be taken for you to get your word out, get this knowledge out. People are receptive at the moment in your world, believe it or not. Believe it or not. We've got the oracle cards too. So, you may very well want to be doing something like this, this YouTube. But there's got to be something that protects you though. And with a YouTube channel, obviously the protection is you've got the comment section and people can just go there. You can hide your face. You can do it through a blog where people don't know exactly who you are, as anonymous. For now. Interesting. All right, I just want to get some more cards for you. I'm going to get a different deck because I want to look at where else we can go with these past life messages for you. You're intriguing. I know that much. Some people can't handle how far out you are. You're definitely a starseed of sorts. It feels like you don't belong here now, but the thing is you've signed up to be here, and that's the difference. You're a point of difference. You're the one that may feel abandoned. You're the one that might feel alone in the world. You're the one that might feel my thoughts are wrong. I don't want to share them, that type of thing. And this is all because you're literally at the point where you're awakening now. You're expanding, and it's time for you to share what's going on with you, because it's actually happening to a lot of people and they don't know what to do with it and don't know what to say. That you start doing the little bits, pieces, because you're going to help others You've got financial and material changes. You may be coming into a relationship that's more committed, or you may be coming into a breakdown of a relationship. It feels like you're at a crossroad. Now, I also feel, okay, I see you as a celebrant as well. You bring people together. You're like the glue in people's relationships in the past. You would, just everywhere I look with your energy and your past is always in front of a crowd, in front of people, bringing people together. And that is what you've been doing now, whether you know it or not. You're meant to be in the spotlight in front of people. And the thing is here, for some of you, it seems like it would be the most scariest thing in the world. It's like, no way, this is not my message. But it is, because your messages are needed. It's time you put yourself in front of people. Like I said, you can hide behind your face. You don't have to show your face. You can hide behind a blog, whatever it might be. But your words, your message need to come. Need to come. Because you're bringing people together. And too many people feel disconnected, feel everything that you've felt for so long. But when people realize that you're just one of them, they're just one of you, the people will come back together. That's where we're at. That's your message, darling, for past life messages. For number 2. Now, don't forget to listen to the end, because I'm going to give you an opportunity to win a one-on-one reading with myself. And that is your messages. All right, past life messages number 3. Now, the minute I tune into this, I just see you as an absolute dancer. An absolute dancer. Dancing is your jam. Now, when I go into your past life, it's really hard to see where the dancing fits. It's like you've been a dancer inside, but trapped inside that expression. There's a past life here that I feel that you were a mute, like you had no voice whatsoever, and you had to experience life and communicate through the movement. And I feel as though there was an aspect of you almost, I'm getting itchy. I feel like I'm almost a leper here. People don't want to come close to me. And it's like whether there was a disease or some type of thing that kept people at an arm's length. As much as you wanted them there, you were thankful for this disease so that people could not get close to you. I feel as though it's something. I thought that said time to dance. It says time to decide. It was like something that protected you from people, because I wouldn't be surprised if in this lifetime you've had some type of emotional, physical abuse in the past. And you know what? Some people may not have experienced it in this lifetime, but you're carrying it from past lifetimes. And it's time literally to decide in this lifetime whether or not you're going to continue feeling as though you need to hide, you know, whether you feel like a bit of a victim here, or whether you're going to take your experiences, all this energy of experience, because I don't even know if this has actually happened in this life, but you're certainly behaving as if it has. You know, in my studies over the years, that some people, I've learned, some people can experience or portray the behaviours of someone who's been sexually abused when they actually physically haven't. It could be that when they were a baby and they got their nappy changed, their mum or dad or whoever was changing their nappy was just that little bit rough when they changed their nappy. In a hurry, not thinking, just rough, change their nappy. To that baby, there's an aspect of feeling abused. So as an adult, they hold this energy of being sexually abused when it actually didn't physically happen to our description, but to their body, it did. And I feel as though in your body, there's this energy and this that you're holding from past events, regardless if they happened or not, that need to literally be forgiven. And it's time for a decision. Because it's not what happens to us. It's how we react to things. And everything that's happened to us, in my belief system, is for a reason. This is the most healing message I've given in a very long time, because Spirit is coming through the channel to give you permission to forgive yourself. Absolutely forgive yourself, because when I tune into your past life, there is quite a lot of darkness, but there's so much love and light, because this dancing frees your body of anything stored. Absolutely anything stored. And in that, there's this sense of love. It's almost like a love that you can't get external. This is internal, this self-love. And I know it's brewing. It's brewing in this lifetime, ready to literally explode. Absolutely explode. You're at this pinnacle time where this energy just keeps building. It's gratitude. And it's easy. You can go either way. You can absolutely go either way now, because Spirit's giving you permission to give yourself permission to forgive everything that you've been through, everything that you've said to yourself in the past. Because I see music with you, I see dance, I see freedom. Also, yoga, I see yoga. It's just movement. Absolutely, your body movement is exactly what you need. Any energy that's stuck or stored, it's movement. Your life is enhanced by yoga, stretching and exercising. It's absolutely movement. If you see the beautiful chakras aligned, that's what it does for you. It balances you, your mind, your body, your soul, aligns. Now, I know also in this beautiful energy, it's like people came to you for you to perform, you to dance. And it's just like, I don't feel the voice here. It's just not the voice, it's the movement of the body. It's the movement of the body. And I feel as though you're a small child, one of your past lives. I can feel a small innocence of the child that comes through. And I feel as though people paid money or food or whatever it might be for you to dance. So you like it's like you weren't very well off. It's like you live on the street, but you dance for joy, and it brings joy to them too. You didn't have much, but it was all you needed. It was all you needed. You know, I just got a visual when I went to Bali many years ago, and I remember being in a cab. And we stopped at the lights, and then these small children came out of the bushes, actually the bushes in the middle of the highway. And it was the first time I'd experienced anything like that. And I was like mortified. And I'm like, these little children were like 4 years old. They'd come out, and the idea was for them to ask for money because their parent or their mother was hiding in the bush, using the child to go out to get the money. That's how I feel with this energy for you. I feel as though you were put in a situation to bring home the money for the family through the dance. But it wasn't depressing. The energy brings joy. It's like you're so proud of yourself. You could provide for the family. And that's something that makes you really proud, really, really proud. That's the type of energy I get with you. You want to provide for those that you love. Because it gives you freedom. Because when you know everybody's looked after, it gives you permission gives you permission. And it says you're free to do what you choose. It's definitely music with you and dancing. It's definitely music and dancing with you. I'm going to get some more cards because I want to see what else. I want to go and have a look at another past life because it's going to make more sense to some of you. Suffering in silence. It's interesting. Because I don't get the voice. It's more the movement. It's more the movement. This is giving you permission just to move. Move that energy out of your body. Move that energy out of your body. That's just the voice, just not using the voice. I also get an affinity here with animals. There's a horse that comes through. The keeper of the horse, you know, you would be with a stable with the horses. And it's almost like you lived in the stable with a horse even. Is there a stable boy? Is that a thing, a stable boy? Because I feel like that's what I'm getting here. For the rich people to come. I feel like that's the type of energy. It's interesting because I don't get a lot of riches here in these past life. I don't get a lot of riches financially, but I get a lot of riches with the acts of service. You're very much an acts of service person. That's what's coming through here. And this is giving you permission in this lifetime to really fill your cup. Choose you now, because you're letting go of all of these experiences. But it's interesting because if you chose this reading, it's making sense as to what you've taken on board from the past and what you can give yourself permission and forgiveness to release. Just want to finish with one more card. No? This deck here. This is a message for you. Oop, this one. Thank you. Past life guides. You can't make this shit up. They're here to help you work through this. And it says karmic lessons, present assistance. Yeah? Permission and forgiveness. Permission and forgiveness. They're the two main words for you in this reading, my darling. And that is messages from your past life. Number 3. Now, how do you win a reading with me one-on-one in the month of January? All you need to do is pop a comment in below on what really resonated with you the most out of today's readings. What really resonated with you the most in today's readings? If you want to elaborate, I love more detail, and get the conversations going, guys. Talk to each other. Know that we're all here like-minded, and let's start getting a bit of a vibe with our tribe through 2024. And that, my darlings, is your reading. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all those algorithm things, share, and I shall see you next time. Meanwhile, please be kind to others, but especially be kind to yourself, because you, my darling, are unique and you're the only you. Mwah. Peace out.